We'll see Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result.
Him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And this is caught by Watkins. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. Sanders will take this one in for an Eagles touchdown. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end and come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From his end zone is Byron Pringle. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially.
Just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to...
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Now a toss play. It's Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have cut it back within a score. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. Here's Hurts to throw. to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
The defense was almost too good on that play. They took away all of his targets. The one thing they forgot, to account for him as a runner. And he's able to tuck it and go for the end zone and get it done.
Elliott good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25.
It's an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
It also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football.
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 2 yards on the touchdown there, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Time to push him up, 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead,
open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Eagles have opened the lead up to 30. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Out to the 25. Possession of the football. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Harris running straight ahead. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Pickett lost it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands?
Touchdown! Byron Pringle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Down inside the 10. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Gainwell is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left, and their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
Good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Pickett, fourth down, desperation time. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game's huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Poor performance from start to finish. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camp, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Philadelphia, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston.
It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Davis Mills and the Houston Texans taking on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, we start Week 9 with a prime-time matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Texans. Again, everyone, with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a tough group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage blemishes everywhere, and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media will start to obsess about it and wonder.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Elliott Good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. On EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Mills hit, and he loses the ball. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it down at the 9. From the 9, 2nd and 5. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Mills. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here we go on 4th down. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Dameon Pierce, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So they only needed a couple of feet there on 4th down, but they got more than that and then some as he takes this into the end zone.
And I love your description right there, right? 4th and short. They got that. No problem. Let's go ahead and get the rest of it. Finish it off in the end zone. Touchdown. Everyone goes away happy on that one.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. That's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 2nd down, Gainwell looking for space. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. It's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Sermon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Sermon is into the end. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. On 2nd down, it's Sermon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Out comes a Houston offense. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Eagles, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on one.